All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. It is going to be a wild NFL quarterback offseason. And the Saints will be on the hunt for one. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. The Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by Superior Foundation for all your foundation repairs. Superior Foundation. Todd Sanders, Trey Pace. They own Crosstown Builders. They built the new Rick's Pro Truck retail shop in Gluckstadt, Madison County. And they started Superior Foundation 5 or 6 years ago. We all know what Yazoo Clay can do to your home. They back it up with a lifetime warranty when they come in and fix your foundation issues. Superior.ms, Superior Foundation. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Fred Smoot will join us in studio. We're looking at maybe in the next segment. Fred Smoot, home from Washington, D.C. You can watch the show this hour. You can go to YouTube and search Out of Bounds Sports, or you can go to Facebook and search the Out of Bounds Show. But YouTube, we have our own channel there. It's Out of Bounds Sports. Would love for you to subscribe. That'd be awesome. We're streaming live on the Out of Bounds radio app. The show is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Bundle your auto and home. Save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. They'll take care of you and your family. The call-in line is 601-707-3750. Twitter handle at Bowbounds. And the Mississippi Ag John Deere Tractor text line is 601-885-3776. So we're expecting Fred Smoot hopefully in the next 15 minutes. Again, you can watch the show on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Somebody said that we gossip like the women on The View.
Nice.
I have never watched The View.
Whoopi Goldberg's on there, right?
Okay.
Pretty sure.
It's not really, I guess.
It's not your go-to?
It's not my go-to. Now, Ripalicious, I've watched, we gave her that nickname a decade ago. I don't remember who would have it on there every morning, but Kelly Ripa is what's the dude's name? Ryan Seacrest?
Seacrest.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was Regis and Kelly, and now it's Kelly and
then
Seacrest.
Strahan.
Well, that's true.
He was awesome.
He did a little break. Man, you would talk about a guy who's blossomed.
He's
post-sport.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. You could argue more people know him not by his NFL career, but by his TV. Good Morning America.
Because he played defensive line, but, I mean, he was fantastic there. Strahan, I think, is super talented. He's got a, $500 million smile. He's super smart, really, really good. He's versatile. He does a good job on Fox, boy. And then, he's a kind of like The Rock.
And he's got a game show?
Yeah. And he's now on the morning show. He left Kelly Ripa to be on the ABC Good Morning Show or something.
Whatever.
I don't know what these are because we're on, obviously, and I'm not. I mean,
I keep it on Good Morning Football.
Right. I mean, Kay Adams takes us through the morning.
Yeah.
And what's that guy's name? Nate
Burleson.
I think Nate Burleson is awesome.
He's been very good. He
headlined. I think Peter Schrager's good, but Nate Burleson's. He's a cat, man.
Yeah, they kill it.
He's a cool dude.
They kill it. He headlined the Nickelodeon broadcast for the NFL.
Man, how smart is the NFL to do a Nickelodeon broadcast during
Genius.
That was the Saints game.
Genius. Yeah, it was. It's arguably the most boring game of the playoffs, but it was a great job. They still got massive numbers, and kids were into it. It's smart.
Sure.
It's smart. At the end of the day, you know what business is about? It's about growth. And how do you grow if you stay old? You have to be young.
Right.
You have to get a young audience. Every day,
so they had a bunch of 7- and 8-year-olds watching Nickelodeon, but they made it a fun telecast, broadcast.
Broke it down to kids style. And it was
simplified for them, have fun with it, deliver it to them so that they walk into mom and dad and go,
I want to watch football.
I want to watch football.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch this player. I want to go to a game, or I want a jersey, right?
Yeah.
I want to go to I want to go to NFL.com, and I thought that the Denver Broncos jerseys were really cool.
Alvin Kamara scoring a touchdown made me want to get an Alvin Kamara jersey. You know, absolutely.
Yeah.
I expect multiple NFL games on Nickelodeon next year.
The NFL's amazing. Yeah, just how savvy they are. Who was it, Blake, that referenced? Who was it? It was a baseball player or announcer that you told me commented that said, why are we not doing some games on Nickelodeon? That was
or just
smart
anything.
To get the
basically what the tweet was NFL's putting games on Nickelodeon. MLB still has regional blackouts. Like the NFL is doing everything they can to get their game in front of an audience, and Major League Baseball doesn't think you should. They think you need to still go to the stadium. They don't want you to watch. It's a remarkable paradigm shift. Major League Baseball's rise and then meteoric fall in terms of popularity in America is mind-blowingly bad business.
And it's still an amazing game.
I love baseball.
And the teams are still making
you could argue,
a ton of dough.
You could argue the best playoff experience is a Game 7 of a World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a home field, so you don't get that in NFL. You get it a little bit in NBA, but it's a different atmosphere. See, every pitch matters in Major League Baseball, and not every minute matters in the NBA. So I think it's a remarkable testament to like what baseball could be, and then how poorly it's been run compared to what the NFL did, who was facing a massive public nightmare, right? Like, oh, the PR for the NFL is so bad the last 5 years, right? It's down, it's down, it's down. No, they just keep going up, and they keep making money because they know how to market themselves.
They do. They do a great job. That Nickelodeon broadcast was brilliant.
Genius.
And Nate Burleson was on there, as Blake said. He's doing stuff for CBS Sports too, but he's on the Good Morning Football show with Kay Adams and the crew.
A texter just said, apparently Nate Burleson, and I did not fact check this, but apparently he correctly predicted the Super Bowl teams preseason.
Okay.
Said it was going to be Tampa and Patrick Mahomes.
Tampa Bay and Kansas City.
The Tampa Brady Buccaneers.
What if Sunday was Aaron Rodgers' last game?
In a Green Bay uniform?
In a Green Bay uniform.
It'd be shocking.
I mean, he still may play in Lambeau because you don't ever know where he's going, but what if that's the last time you'll see him in that yellow and green?
It would be it'd be shocking. No one expected, right? I mean,
yeah.
We've talked about like them signing, but Jordan Love's not ready. So he's not leaving because of Jordan Love. He's leaving because of a greater issue between him and the organization.
Right.
But what a Adam Schefter said he puts the over-under at 18 new starting quarterbacks in the NFL next year. Just to put the math on it, that 16 would be 50% of the league. So he's saying more than 50% of the league starts a new QB.
Jets, Sam Darnold, Indianapolis is looking. We'll see what happens in Green Bay. We'll see what happens with Detroit. Stafford's leaving Detroit.
He's gone.
What are the 49ers going to do? What are the Saints going to do?
Rams.
What are the Rams going to do?
What do the Bears do with Trubisky and Foles?
No doubt.
I mean, there's so much. The Dolphins, I don't know that they're 1,000% sold on Tua.
They're not.
There's just a lot going on in the NFL right now at the most important position.
NFL QB shuffle, baby. Both free agents, and then, as Mike Detillier told us, he expects 5 to go in the draft.
In the first round.
I'm sorry, in the first round.
Yeah.
Yes, there'll be more than that going in the draft.
It's going to be incredible.
QBs.
And yet Tom Brady's in his 10th Super Bowl, so I guess there's some consistency.
Man, the Out of Bounds show is presented by Fred Smoot. In the house. Coming up next, Smoot will join us for the rest of the show. You're listening to the Out of Bounds show, 105.9 The Zone. You can watch on YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. We are live in the Bank Plus studio, and the show is presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
In any industry, businesses come and go, but we've been here in the greater Jackson and Vicksburg areas for almost 25 years. We couldn't do that without a dedicated, friendly staff and without loyal customers who trust us. It's really not that complicated. We take good care of our employees and we take great care of our customers. We think that's a pretty good way to run a business. I'm Nick Fulton, and our business is USA Pawn.
Football season is here, and Four Roses Bourbon would like to raise a toast as we celebrate game day. Whether you're sipping on Four Roses Bourbon at the hunting camp, by the fire pit, on the patio, or outdoor kitchen, handcraft the moment with Four Roses Bourbon as they celebrate 130 years. Cheers to Four Roses Bourbon and football season. Be mellow, be responsible.
Honey, don't forget your mom's birthday present.
It's a whole new shopping experience at USA Pawn. We have an amazing selection of quality merchandise, from jewelry and home goods to tools and furniture. And with our prices, it's like everything's always on sale.
What'd you get your mother?
USA Pawn, 3 locations in the Jackson area, plus Vicksburg, Pearl, and Canton. Get mega more at your mega store, USA Pawn.
Game day will never be the same because Pearl River Resort is introducing all new ways to win with Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. This is your ticket to Vegas-style sports betting, and it's game time. Place your bets on dozens of high-impact sports matchups anytime at the Timeout Lounge. And as always, play over 1,100 Vegas-style slots, 25 table games, and our 14-table poker room. Pearl River Resort is redefining what it means to win with Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. We're not just fans. We're here to play.
In any industry, businesses come and go, but we've been here in the greater Jackson and Vicksburg areas for almost 25 years. We couldn't do that without a dedicated, friendly staff and without loyal customers who trust us. It's really not that complicated. We take good care of our employees and we take great care of our customers. We think that's a pretty good way to run a business. I'm Nick Fulton, and our business is USA Pawn.
Football season is here, and Four Roses Bourbon would like to raise a toast as we celebrate game day. Whether you're sipping on Four Roses Bourbon at the hunting camp, by the fire pit, on the patio, or outdoor kitchen, handcraft the moment with Four Roses Bourbon as they celebrate 130 years. Cheers to Four Roses Bourbon and football season. Be mellow, be responsible.
Honey, don't forget your mom's birthday present.
It's a whole new shopping experience at USA Pawn. We have an amazing selection of quality merchandise, from jewelry and home goods to tools and furniture. And with our prices, it's like everything's always on sale.
What'd you get your mother?
USA Pawn, 3 locations in the Jackson area, plus Vicksburg, Pearl, and Canton. Get mega more at your mega store.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. The Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Bundle your auto and home and save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. The man, the myth, and the legend is here in studio. You can watch the show on YouTube Search Out of Bounds Sports. We want to welcome in Fred Smoot, All-American at MSU, NFL DB. Smoot, it has been, I've wanted this to happen for some time. Welcome to the studio.
You've been trying to bake this cake for a minute, Bo Bow.
I know it.
Now we in the kitchen. What you gonna do?
Well, first of all, I got to welcome you back to your hometown.
Yes, welcome me home.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been home. I haven't been home ever since my mama passed, man. It's been an uphill battle. Father's me coming back. Yeah. So it had to happen one day. So, why not today?
The guy, the legend of Provine, Fred Smoot. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Provine High School is what I do. All right. At the end of the day, I got a couple of connections here. Provine is one of them. My coach, Willie Collins, he drill sergeant. Like, no excuses, no nothing. And we played a high level of city football. There weren't too many city teams that could even play with us. Right. Like, we was dominant while we was dominant. And you got to realize, I had like 3 other pros on my football team.
Who?
I had Tommy Kelly.
He's a good football player.
I had Charlie Anderson. All right. And I had Quinn Cubberston.
Yeah.
So you got to realize, we got 4 pros on a city school at one time.
That's a lot of talent.
And that didn't count the Eugene Clintons of the world, the Jamal Dinkins of the world. Like, so I played college ball with a lot more of these guys, but I'm just giving you the ones that went to the league and had a chance at the league. So it was fun.
When you were at Hines, Hines was rolling.
We were 3-peat. We had just 3-peated my freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you won a
national
title there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was that your freshman
year?
Freshman year.
Freshman year, T.T. Tolliver was the quarterback. Coach Murphy, Dot Murphy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And that's what we was talking about. I was just talking about Dot in Washington, D.C., because they was talking about all the female coaches.
Sure.
And I said, y'all are so far behind. I say, for the first time, Mississippi is out in front of you.
That's right.
I had a female coach as a freshman in college. All right? So we've already done that. And when I say a female coach, meaning she was literally the wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
And ain't no, like, she was coming.
Right.
Like, you got to understand, like, every day, Fred, I got somebody that's going to beat you. I like the last time I was beat was like the day I was born when the doctor spanked me to make sure I was alive.
Oh, Fred Smoot on the Out of Bounds show. Now, at Hines, where did T.T. Tolliver go after Hines?
Here go the thing. We had this big shakeup, right? T.T. was supposed to go to Mississippi State. He had committed to Mississippi State. I don't know if some drug test or something happened where he could not go to Mississippi State.
Okay.
And that, like, really made me mad, because I know if I was there and TT was there, that means you just got the 2 biggest cogs off a national championship team. Because I believe my freshman year at Hines, we could have beat Jackson State. Yeah. We could have beat Southern Miss. Right. It's a lot of schools we could have beat.
Right.
If you take the 2 best players offensively and defensively and you take them to Mississippi State, I always tell you I'm a quarterback away. I'm a quarterback away from a national championship. You let T.T. Tolliver come to Mississippi State, we win a national championship.
Blake, look up where he went.
He went to Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman. He ended up going to Bethune-Cookman, but he was supposed to. He literally he said he was going to Mississippi State.
I remember him. He was a heck of a player.
One of the most dominant offensive weapons I've ever seen in my life. Like, literally, because his receivers couldn't beat me, he used to just say, forget it. Fred Ishman, which was my quarterback in high school, went to Hines with me. He like, you get it quarterback, I'm going to get it wide out. I'm going to go get it. Like, that's how he was.
Fred Smoot on the Coors Light guest line. So did you return kicks or punts?
I returned kicks and punts in the league and in college.
Okay.
Yep. I actually played a couple of offensive snaps at Mississippi State.
I remember that.
Yeah. Now, the one thing me and Coach Sherrill like to talk trash to each other. And I always tell him all the time, you really caused me a national championship. 2 reasons. You didn't sign T.T. Tolliver.
Right.
And you didn't let me play full-time offense. Because I believe if I could have played full-time offense and full-time defense, I had a legit chance to win the Heisman my senior year.
All right, so 2000, who was Mississippi State's best receiver in 2000?
Well, Kevin Love was our best. He left
after your first year.
So we had Terrell Grindle, Larry Huntington.
He was good.
Yeah, I literally gave up 0 passes to all of them. We had Justin Jenkins.
That's right.
He was a youngster though at the time.
Right. He developed into a heck of a player.
The only one that would challenge me at practice.
Okay.
All right. So I'm saying to Coach, let me go out there. I don't miss balls. Like, how many times have you seen me drop a ball?
I haven't.
I don't drop balls. And I would get in practice, and if I'm the best DB, if I can shut down our receiver, but then when I get a receiver, can't nobody check me because I ain't over there at corner no more.
Right.
All right, so that's what I was telling Coach. Let me play this wide out. Let me go get this Heisman.
Did you enjoy returning kicks?
I enjoy touching the ball. I like to touch the ball. Like you can't get into the club unless you get a ticket.
Right.
That ticket is that ball.
Right.
Like you got to get that ball. My mama always told me, if you ain't around that ball, you ain't in the TV screen.
Right.
And that's simple.
And you returned kicks was it kicks or punts at Mississippi State?
Punts and kicks.
Punts and
Just
kicks.
punts, really.
Yeah,
But
I
Dante
remember
did the kickouts. I talked good trash to Dante last night. So
Good.
yeah.
Good. Fred Smoot on the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone. He's live in the Bank Plus studio. You can watch the show on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports or Facebook. Search the Out of Bounds Show. Blake?
This is surreal.
I got Bo Bounds a new name. I'm gonna name Bo Bounds. His new name is El Camino Jenkins. That's what I'm going. That's your new name, El Camino Jenkins.
All right. El Camino
The Out of Bounds
Jenkins.
Show with El Camino Jenkins.
Yeah.
I like it. Can you
Now,
explain to me why?
Why? That's just what came to your mind?
Because you half truck, half car. You know, you're versatile.
I'm versatile.
You're
Okay.
versatile.
Okay.
You're versatile. Half truck, half car.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
I don't know what to do with this.
I don't think that's a
No,
compliment.
that is a compliment.
Man.
That's a compliment. Like, what's more useful as a vehicle than an El Camino?
He's right.
You could drive it for leisure. You
Yeah,
can
but
use it for work.
El Caminos are crappy.
Hey, but the name. Think
Okay.
about if your
El
name was
Camino
really El
Jenkins.
Camino.
That'd be kind of cool.
I actually call you El for short.
It'd be kind of like I was a Mexican drug lord.
El Camino Jenkins.
El Camino Jenkins. Fred Smoot on the Out of Bounds Show. Provine Hines, Mississippi State, and then the Washington football team.
Yeah, we have no name.
I know.
I love it. Hey, listen to me. Going through this has been different,
Yeah.
but how many franchises, cities, can say they got to rename two teams? Because don't forget, we renamed the Bullets.
The Wizards.
Oh, the worst name
Yeah.
ever picked. I've been in D.C. for 25 plus
It's
years.
the greatest story.
I've been walking the street, never bumped into a real wizard yet. Hey, listen to me. Harry Potter, none of them. Like, listen, the worst name in sports is the Wizards. Like, I'm convinced. I know this for a fact because I cheer for all Washington teams.
Sure.
I'm a Nat. I'm a Capital. The only thing I ain't is a Wizard.
Didn't the Nationals win the World Series?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
We are the district of champions. Mystics won the championship. The Capitals won the
WNBA.
championship.
Yeah, yeah.
The Nationals won the championship. Oh, we the district of champions. It's coming.
Well, so, yeah, I would think that 95% of the shows that you do in D.C.
Yeah.
is Washington football team.
Nope.
Really?
I do every sport.
Really?
I do every sport.
People-
I have learned hockey to a high level. I have learned baseball to a very high level. Like, I've just taken on sports, and I understand this. If you want to, like, be taken serious and talk radio and TV,
Yeah.
you got to get outside your comfort zone.
Right.
All right, so I do a great job of getting outside my comfort zone, and once people hear you talking and they know you can talk it, they ready to go.
Have you been to some hockey games?
I've been to many hockey games. What are you talking about? Come on, I did live in Minnesota for 2 years.
That's right.
All right. I learned how to play hockey personally to a high level. You don't want to play hockey against me, Bo Bounds, a.k.a. El Camino. You don't want to do that. Like, I'm telling you, you do not want to play hockey against me. I will put you against that glass. That's all I'm telling you, Bo Bounds.
We're going to take a break. Fred Smoot is with us for the rest of the hour. The next segment is our 24-minute segment, so no commercials after this, and we'll roll on with the legend himself, Fred Smoot, live in the Bank Plus studio. You can watch the show. Go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, go to Facebook, and search the Out of Bounds Show. The show is presented by Ace Bolt and Screw, powered by DeWalt Tools, with locations in Atlanta, Tupelo, Gluckstadt, and downtown Jackson. Back in a second.
I'm good, Bo Bounds.
USA Pawn.
Game day will never be the same because Pearl River Resort is introducing all new ways to win with Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. This is your ticket to Vegas-style sports betting, and it's game time. Place your bets on dozens of high-impact sports matchups anytime at the Timeout Lounge. And as always, play over 1,100 Vegas-style slots, 25 table games, and our 14-table poker room. Pearl River Resort is redefining what it means to win with Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. We're not just fans. We're here to play.
In any industry, businesses come and go, but we've been here in the greater Jackson and Vicksburg areas for almost 25 years. We couldn't do that without a dedicated, friendly staff and without loyal customers who trust us. It's really not that complicated. We take good care of our employees and we take great care of our customers. We think that's a pretty good way to run a business. I'm Nick Fulton, and our business is USA Pawn.
Football season is here, and Four Roses Bourbon would like to raise a toast as we celebrate game day. Whether you're sipping on Four Roses Bourbon at the hunting camp, by the fire pit, on the patio, or outdoor kitchen, handcraft the moment with Four Roses Bourbon as they celebrate 130 years. Cheers to Four Roses Bourbon and football season. Be mellow, be responsible.
Honey, don't forget your mom's birthday present.
It's a whole new shopping experience at USA Pawn. We have an amazing selection of quality merchandise, from jewelry and home goods to tools and furniture. And with our prices, it's like everything's always on sale.
What'd you get your mother?
USA Pawn, 3 locations in the Jackson area, plus Vicksburg, Pearl, and Canton. Get mega more at your mega store, USA Pawn.
Game day will never be the same because Pearl River Resort is introducing all new ways to win with Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. This is your ticket to Vegas-style sports betting, and it's game time. Place your bets on dozens of high-impact sports matchups anytime at the Timeout Lounge. And as always, play over 1,100 Vegas-style slots, 25 table games, and our 14-table poker room. Pearl River Resort is redefining what it means to win with Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. We're not just fans. We're here to play.
Press the button, my friend.
The Out of Bounds Show is live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge in the Bank Plus studio.
Check it out.
All right, I haven't come up with my nickname of Fred Smoot, but Smoot is in the house. You can watch the show on YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. He has now given me the nickname El Camino Jenkins.
Jenkins. Now, don't say it. Don't say it regularly. Jenkins.
Yeah.
Jenkins.
Jenkins.
Jenkins. You one of the Jenkins boys.
Oh, man, I have wanted this to happen for a long, long time. Smoot kind enough to hang out with us while he's down here visiting family. Mississippi State DB, won a national title at Hines.
Yep.
MSU DB All-American, played for Joe Lee Dunn.
I'll say it. Almost won a national championship at Mississippi State.
Went 10-2 in 99.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Only 2 losses were to Alabama, and there was a late flag when Pig Prather, I was in Bryant-Denny that day at that game. The Prather takes a punt back to inside, I think, maybe the 20 at Bama, something like that.
Yep.
All of a sudden, there's a flag 40 yards down the field.
Yep.
And then the other loss that year.
And then that was a Hail Mary game. They threw that ball to Shamari Buchanan, who had caught no passes that year.
Okay.
They stacked up in the 3 wide receiver stack. They put Freddie Millins at the 3rd wide receiver, which is my guy.
Right.
And the reason that y'all didn't know Freddie played in that game, because I was checking him. So at the end of the day, they ran the first 2 guys deep and let Freddie sit back, threw him the ball, and he threw it to Shamari.
I remember that now.
Yep, that's how they beat us.
Wide receiver screen, and then they threw it.
They threw it.
Okay. And who was the other loss that year?
Wasn't it
Arkansas. Arkansas is the only team I never beat in the SEC. Like every other team, I beat.
Right. You beat Florida.
I beat
Bama,
everybody.
Auburn.
I beat everybody. I never beat Arkansas. Arkansas just matched out. They matched out gangster. All right?
Well, here was the problem during that time with Arkansas. It was in between Bama and Ole Miss, and that game was.
Yeah.
And so Sherrill loved beating Bama.
Yep. Because he went there.
Because he went there and played for Bear Bryant.
Yep.
And then, of course, Ole Miss's rivalry game. And
Arkansas we looking
was
over
sandwiched in between.
Yep. And me and Coach Houston, like, listen, that's my dude.
Yeah.
Like, me and him worked at CBS together for a couple years.
Oh, yeah.
When I say call
Nice
and
guy.
talk trash to me all the time, I just talked to Coach Houston probably like 2 weeks ago.
Did you really?
Like, this my dude. Like, if I ever had a surrogate coach
Yeah.
that I never played for, that I love to death, it's Coach Houston Nutt, and he deserves a job in college football right now.
I agree. I don't understand why he wasn't hired again after Ole Miss. He's a good coach. And,
and a great person.
I went to dinner with him one night. He was really nice. Didn't say a lot, but he probably knows you better.
Yeah. So
cuts
he
up.
opens up around me. He like, when I say talks trash to me, he literally.
Because he beat you twice?
Like he said, I'm the only coach you ain't never beat. But he said, like he said, I take me a Fred Smoot on my Arkansas defense at any day. So that's just my dude, man. Coach just a good dude, and I like good people.
Fred Smoot on the Out of Bounds Show, presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. Bundle your auto and home and save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. So, Joe Lee Dunn.
Oh, love him to death. The original gangster.
And he's still alive.
He will not die. He's the fungus among us. Like, you got to understand, the one thing about Coach Dunn, I've never seen a coach be organically himself as Coach Dunn was. The rest of the coach are plugging in. They talking to each other. Coach like, damn it, I don't need to talk to you. I talk to y'all all week long. I'm just here to talk to the players. Wear no socks. Wear no headphone. Wear nothing.
Hey, Blake, he didn't wear any headsets.
No, wear no headsets.
Yeah,
no
and
nothing.
no shoes, right?
And I said, Coach, why don't you do this? He was like, Fred, we don't run play. why do I need to talk to somebody? We blitzing.
Right.
Every play. We blitzing. I'm like, Coach, it's 4th and 30 with 30 seconds. Fred, send him. I'm like, come on, Coach. That's who he was.
Joe Lee Dunn did not believe in the prevent defense.
We had none. We didn't have it. We didn't have We didn't have it in the playbook. And I'm like, Coach, we winning these games.
Right.
He's like, yeah, but we winning them close. You don't play prevent when it's close.
Well, the 99, your offense in 99 wasn't any good. I mean, I hate to say this.
I finna say, first of all, we was never dominant offensively.
It was downright bad.
I told
in
people,
99.
like I told you, I was a T.T. Tolliver away, and I hate to do this to Wayne Mackin, but I am a teller of the truth.
Right.
At the end of the day, just not clutch and not big play. Like, we didn't need a dominant offense. We just need a play every once in a while.
Right.
And we need, you to be special. We showed you on defense. We can win 10 games completely by ourselves.
Sure.
If we had anybody on offense that could have been, like, just special enough to open up the other positions, because we was dominant at running back. We had DeCenzo and Dante.
Oh, yeah.
And Justin Griffin at running back. We was
Who
dominant.
is underrated, by the way.
Yep. And we had Dunley.
Justin.
We had Dunley at tight end. We had tight ends. We had
He played for the
Womack.
Green Bay Packers.
Yes. So we had players. We just didn't have that trigger man. Like, if you ain't got that trigger man, nothing works out for you.
If you would have had Sleepy Robinson, seriously, if you'd have had a Sleepy Robinson type player, could have been a game changer.
First of all, I remember one day, the team, of course, I'm the only one who can go talk to the coaches any way I want to. So the team getting on me. They're like, man, Fred Smoot, you need to go and tell him now. Because I'm pushing for Fant to play.
Yeah.
Kevin Fant, because I had been lost to Kevin Fant 2 years in a row when I was at Provine.
Right.
He had beat me in the South State Championship at Moss Point 2 years in a row. A young Kevin Fant destroyed us at Provine.
He was a good football
All right,
player.
so I was like, Coach, I done played against him in the playoffs. I like, Coach, I'd rather go this rest of the year with Kevin Fant.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, let me think about it. Talk to a couple more teammates. Of course, he was such a big Wayne Mackin guy. Like, Coach loved Wayne.
Yeah.
That's his dude. So he couldn't just fathom benching Wayne. But I'm like, Coach, if we keep going back and forth, it's going to be a mutiny sooner or later. Because they don't buy into him.
Right.
Like, they don't buy into him. I don't buy into him. He throws up before every game. I can't get behind him. All right? I pick him off every day at practice. All right? At the end of the day, he is who we thought he was.
Fant would have been unbelievable if he would have been a little older when you were there.
That's the key. He wasn't.
And then the
older.
program fell apart. He was still good in 01. You had already left.
Yeah.
01, he slung it around that whole year. Looked really good. They were actually, it flipped. They were good on offense. Couldn't stop anybody on defense once you and Galladay and Blade and
the
all
rest
those
of the
guys.
defense left. Mario Hagan.
Yeah,
the rest of the defense
Ashley
left.
Cooper.
Yep. All us left. And now here go the thing about Fant. Just practice against him all the time. Mm-hmm. He reminds me of Kirk Cousins. He had a lot of Kirk Cousins in him. Every piece of their game is the same. The way they walk, the way they talk, the way they throw a football. Like, when I first met Kirk Cousins, I'm like, I know this dude from somewhere. Like, I kept thinking to myself, like, I've met him in a former life, and it was Kevin Fant. Same dude.
Well, Fant would have been, if everything hadn't fallen apart, he would have had a great career.
Yep.
I
think
Mississippi
so.
State.
But see,
he could sling it.
They go to luck of the draw in sports.
Sure.
It's not just, are you good?
Well, you never had a QB in D.C.
It got to a point so bad. When I got in the league, I was like, you know what, fellas, it's me. They were like, what you mean it's you? I am the jinx of all offensive dominance. If I'm over your team, we will not dominate offense. Like, we'll be good on defense. I'm a jinx.
Who was the best
offensive team I ever had? Hines Junior College.
Yes. Okay,
that was the most dominant offense I've ever had playing on side of me.
But in your NFL career,
right when I got a quarterback.
The best?
First of all, I'm going to take you down through a list of my quarterbacks.
It's terrible.
You're going to know why I never won.
Spurrier never had one.
All right, first of all, when I first got there, I had Jeff George. Now, you know about the general.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
I had Tony Banks that year also.
Okay.
Then I had Spurrier. When I had Spurrier, I had Danny Wolf, Shane Matthews, Pat Ramsey. I don't want to go through them names.
Right.
And it continued to get worse. I had the other Hasselbeck. I had Tim. All right? I had the other Hasselbeck. I ain't have the right one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had no chance for greatness.
Oh.
And when I finally got a quarterback, Pro Bowl quarterback, we picked to win the champion. We picked to win the Super Bowl. My first year signed with Minnesota. Because we just signed Pat Weir, we just signed a lot of guys. Like, all right, we got this. My first game as a Viking, Cole Pepper tears his knee up.
Oh, no.
I said, at that point, I stand up and said, guys, it's me. It's me. I was meant to never have a quarterback in the NFL.
Was Chris Carter still playing?
No, Chris was not playing anymore.
Okay, so he was gone.
Chris was gone. We had just traded Randy.
To New England?
To the Oakland.
Oakland. Okay.
Yep. We had just traded Randy. So Nate was our number one. Burson.
He's a good football player.
Yeah, we had a ton. Antoine Winfield was on that team. His son is playing in Tampa now. See, now I get to sit back now, and all the little boys I used to watch come to the games and talk trash to with their daddies, they are now playing. All of them, from Ashanti Samuel's son and something Junior. Like, all these guys, I ran into these guys when they was like kids, and now they finna get drafted. It's funny when I see that.
Fred Smoot on the Out of Bounds show. Who was your coach at Minnesota?
My head coach?
Head coach.
I had Chili 1 year, and I had
Who's Chili?
What's his name, from Philadelphia?
Blake?
With no hair on his head.
Chili from Philadelphia?
Yeah, we hated Chills too.
I don't know.
And then you had another one the next year?
The first year I had tall coach.
Oh, okay.
White guy. You know who I'm talking about. I forgot his name. I don't like him much.
We'll look it up. Fred Smoot.
Brad Childress is Chili.
Brad
That's
Childress.
who you're
That's
talking
Chili.
about.
Okay. That's Chili.
Everybody hate Brad Childress.
Oh, okay.
Like, even Brad Childress' mama hate Brad Childress.
Mike Tice was the coach.
And Mike
before
Tice
him.
was the other.
Oh, no.
You were there for the end of the Mike Tice.
And Mike Tice Mike was just good dude.
Right.
Not a leader.
Right.
Not a man.
And people know, in the NFL, guys know.
Well, you're dealing with 53 alphas.
Right.
If you're dealing with 53 alphas, we can only be led by alpha of all alphas.
Right.
And if that ain't who you are, we can see through you very quickly. Like, you got to be something. You either got to be a play calling genius.
Right.
You got to be a leader of all leaders. Or you just got to have a little bit of everything.
Right.
And he had none of it.
Okay, I have a question based off that. Then.
Hold on. Fred Smoot on the Out of Bounds show. Go ahead.
Would name the coach. I know that the rosters are obviously not equal across the league, so it's easy to be like, well, I want the one that's winning Super. But name the coach that, regardless of roster, you would want to play for right now.
Wow.
Oh, right now? Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Andy Reid beat me like a drum for a decade.
In Philly? With
for
Donovan?
a decade.
He's a
for
phenomenal
decade.
coach.
Like, when I say beat me like a drum, I mean, like, we just, as a team, we could never beat them. We could never beat them. And Andy always had these plays designed for one of us every game. So he'll pick this game and he'll literally go at LeVar. He'll be like, all right, I'm going to attack LeVar Arrington. What does he do well? He rushes the passer well. Well, what does he don't do well? He don't keep his eye on his job. So he would literally tell Donovan McNair, I want you to drop back. And when they rush, when the pressure comes, I want you to start to go towards the line of scrimmage because LeVar is going to come to get you. And when LeVar comes to get you, I want you to throw it right to his guy, which was Brian Westbrook. And they would do this, and they would do this at such a high level. And I was like, this damn mad scientist. Like, he draws it up too good.
Schematically and play caller, he's unbelievable.
And the fact that I've never talked to a player that played for him that don't love him.
That's impressive.
They love Andy Reid. He kicked my ass, and I love him.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
All right, well, who will you be root? Are you going to root for Kansas City or Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl?
See, I like my Tampa Bay. I got my reasons to like Tampa Bay.
Sure.
But, man, Pat Mahomes is a wizard.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know what planet he was born on. He could be Martian.
I mean,
which one have you seen more of, Chiefs or Buccaneers, in your life?
Well, you know what? The Chiefs was always my AFC team.
Why?
Because it mimicked my Washington team.
yeah.
We was the Washington.
Derek Thomas, when Smoot and I were growing up, was
a freak.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, that team with all the guys they had. You talking about the run Cherry? You talking about the running backs was off the chain. Christian Okoye, Barry Word, Stephon Page. You talking about guy after guy after guy, Neil Smith, and all of these guys.
Derek Thomas would hurt your feelings on Sunday. Dude.
Oh, no, he shows up to, like, it's some people, they show up to work and they just get to second everybody. Like Derek Thomas would show up to work, he's second quarterbacks, he's second running backs, he's second janitors, he's second coaches. Whoever out there, he's sacking them.
Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. Fred Smoot in the house. He joins us on the Coors Light guest line. Coors Light, made to chill. Glad that Smoot's back in his hometown.
I had a couple Coors Light last night. I skied down the mountain a couple of times.
And we've got a couple. We may have to have a couple after the show. Blake, do you have a question?
Well, yeah. So you played in Minnesota. You played in Washington. I know you were in Washington a lot longer, and obviously you work for Washington now. Mm-hmm. But can you kind of describe, like, what life – because I assume it was the same. What was life like as an NFL player, like, not – outside of off the field, like, because that's, I think, what people really love to hear is like kind of like how you
take on cities?
Enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, two different cities. Like when you're dealing with the nation's capital, if America is the most powerful country in the world, D.C. is the most powerful city in the world. So walking around D.C. is just this feel of American. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like, yes, I belong here. I should always be here. And it's such a melting pot of different people. Like the one thing I love about D.C. is the diversity. It's the best of all best. Like the best of all the United States fathers, the military, come here. The best of all the politicians, the best of all the smart, they come here to that city so they make that city have a different feel, a different ring. And I love the fact that to this day, I can walk down the street in that city, the bus drivers hollering out the window, Smoot, like everybody, you know, they know who I am in that city. They have taken me on as a surrogate stepchild there. So I am their southern stepchild. So when they want to hear the South talk, they call me.
Fred Smoot on the Out of Bounds show. And so you're on shows, radio.
Yeah. I do everything.
TV?
I do TV, radio. I do political shows. I do everything.
Do you really?
I do a little bit of everything. But this is what I wanted.
Well, I mean, media is perfect for you because you like to talk.
But
and you're good at it.
And I also wanted to do this in my life. I said, not only do I want to be a great football player, but I want to be the best Fred Smoot I could be. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to have to return to being Fred Smoot. When football is over with, I'm going to have to return to being Fred Smoot. So I always tried to make the Fred Smoot persona bigger than the football player himself.
Right.
All right, so if people could get to know me, I was one of the few college players that people actually got to know while I was in college.
Man, if you would have come around
now
with Twitter and 24/7 sports talk radio.
I started Twitter, Bo Bounds.
And
do you know that?
You started Twitter?
I'm the founder of Twitter. This is where it started at. Do you remember smoochsmack.com?
Yes.
What was smoochsmack.com? It was a Twitter page that I used to talk trash to every college athlete. Now, you think about it, it was before Twitter.
Yeah.
I robbed myself of billions, Bo Bound. That's what I'm telling you. I'm out here running around chasing a pigskin. I should have been putting smoochsmack.com.
You should have been in Silicon Valley and creating the next Twitter.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
But now you're in broadcasting.
Yep.
You're in media.
Yep.
You're having a great time.
Listen, I can say this. I haven't had a job yet. My whole life. I haven't had a job yet. A job is something that you dread getting up doing. Right? I haven't had a job yet. I've played for the Washington football team. I played for Minnesota. I've worked for CBS, Fox, NBC. I've worked in New York. I've been in places I shouldn't do. I remember working for CBS, being in the big building in New York, and they would literally come get me from doing the sports to take me to do New York news. Then they'll take me from doing New York news. They'd be like, we want you to be a fill-in for the Blue Bloods. Do this. And I'm like, you know what? I got a chance to really do stuff. And I'm like, how many people get a chance to do all of this stuff? Like, I've been in the building with greats. I've done things that only that pigskin could have took me to do.
How many former Washington football players are on like you are in the D.C. area on a regular basis?
Me, D'Angelo Hall.
Okay.
And Santana Moss.
Was he a Virginia Tech Hokie?
Yep.
Okay.
We are the three y'all going to see the most in D.C.
Santana Moss, D'Angelo Hall, and
me.
Smoot. Okay.
That's who you're going to see.
Gotcha.
We the ones that going to do all the shows. We the ones going.
And you'll go on several different stations.
I'm going on all of them. I'm just letting them have it.
Do you do one more than?
Well, because the team owns a lot of the shows.
Oh, okay.
All right, the teams own a lot of the shows, especially a lot of TV shows, especially when it comes to Comcast and all that type stuff. Okay. So this is literally through the team. But I don't let them off the hook just because I'm a part of the team. If I want to rip them, they know I'm going to rip them.
Has Dan Snyder ever said, stop ripping us?
No, because Dan know I'm going to rip them. Okay. Like, Dan let me be me. Like, that's why Dan always loved me, because he was just Dan to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about you being a billionaire. All right? You just Dan. And me talking to him like that, that's why I'm one of the few people that he would literally talk to anytime.
And you've hung out with him socially.
I'd have hung out with Dan so many times, and then I had to come to tell Dan the truth one day. I like, Dan, you remember the first time? Because Dan loves to throw, like, team parties for Christmas and stuff.
Right.
He'll invite the team to his house. Billionaire's house is very large. And I told Dad, you remember the first time you threw that Christmas party in 01? He like, yeah, we had a great time. I was just I totally wasted, just enjoyed ourselves.
Right.
And I said, Dan, my stomach got upset that day. And I went in your bathroom and had to really, I had to really show a billionaire's bathroom how millionaires get down. So I said, the way I broke you in and I knew we was going to be close is I dropped the load in your house, Dan. The first day I met you, basically.
And then you're friends ever since.
And we've been close ever since.
It's good to know billionaires.
Hey, like I say, but it's good to be intimate.
Yeah.
If you ain't used the bathroom in somebody's house before, y'all ain't really intimate.
It's a good point. We're gonna run with that, Blake. Out of bounds, 105.9 The Zone. Fred Smoot on the Coors Light guest line. What's up, Blake Maney?
Have you ever thought about running like a smack talk school? You know how like Dan Patrick has School of Broadcasting?
Yeah.
Like you should do a Fred Smoot, and you could do it via Zoom. I mean, you could do it in person too, but like you could sell it nationally as like a Fred Smoot smack talk class, because I think it's important to understand saying mean things and talking smack are different things.
No.
Talking smack is cerebral and it's on
witty.
purpose.
Smoot's witty.
And it's words chosen carefully.
And it's verbal warfare.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah. I think you should open a smack talk class.
I think I should. But here go the thing is, I learned how to talk trash from the women in my life. like my grandmama, great trash talker. My mom, great trash talker. They taught me. I remember at Provine, I was in the 10th grade maybe. I got hurt. And you know, I could be over dramatic sometimes.
Sure.
My mama came down to the field and she was like, she had this dumbfounded look on her face. Like, boy, if you don't get your butt off this ground. She like, how are we ever gonna get some money? If I'm depending on you, we gonna be broke. And I'm like, I went from crying to laughing like very quickly. I like, all right, I'm gonna get on up there. You know? She right. We're gonna be broke the rest of their life if I keep acting like this.
I think it worked out.
It worked out. She was my biggest critic, but she was just also honest with me. And that's what I like. She was very honest with me. And even when I balled out, she would just never give me props.
Yeah.
Like, never give me props. She was like, okay.
You got to earn it the next time.
That was good. What you going to do next?
Right.
Like, there was always the thing, what you going to do next? I just ran a pick back 93 yards to win the game. Yeah. We got Alabama next week. What you gonna do next? And that kept me from ever getting too high. She kept me grounded. And she always tell me just, I want you to be Fred Smoot. And if you can stay Fred Smoot the whole time, you will be all right. And she kept me grounded like that.
All right, we got a minute left. Unfortunately, I wish we had an hour left. But Fred Smoot, the man, the myth, the legend, back in his hometown, and comes in from Washington, D.C., kind enough to spend some time with us in studio. And had a great time today. I hope that you can make it to Starkville this year.
I got to get to Stark Vegas. I don't even know what Stark Vegas look like right now. I got to get back to
How
Stark
long's it
Vegas.
been?
It's been about 3 years since I've been to my last.
There's been a lot of growth.
Yeah.
And you got to see the new baseball stadium, too.
Yeah,
They spent $80 million
I love my
on
baseball
that.
team now. I love my baseball Bulldogs. I love my latest basketball team, Bulldogs. We gets it in, and we show no mercy to old miseries. All we do is we come and we win. It's only one school in Mississippi, and that's Mississippi State. There's only one mascot here, and that happened to be a dog. And that's what I love about life, because the one thing we know about a dog, he'll protect you, and he'll snuggle with you, too.
We'll leave it there. Fred Smoot on the Coors Light guest line and the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We'll see you tomorrow.